A small sigh of relief for homeowners as the Bank of Canada triggers a much-anticipated rate cut yesterday, but mortgage holders, well, they're not out of the woods just yet. So joining us now for a live look at what could be taking shape is Leah Zlatkin, expert at lowestrates.ca and licensed mortgage broker. We turn to Leah frequently when it comes to mortgage stories in this morning. So Leah, let's talk about this, a quarter-point drop. This was very much expected here. What kind of an impact do you expect this is going to have on people looking to borrow or looking to renew their mortgages, Leah?
Yeah, so this was really exciting for a lot of people today or yesterday. And the two things that we need to keep in mind is if you were trying to qualify with a variable rate mortgage, you're going to qualify for slightly more than you would have before. If you're a fixed rate mortgage holder, this doesn't really impact you at all. That's following the bond yields. The other thing to consider is that if you are a variable rate mortgage holder with static payments, that means your payments don't change over time, you're actually not going to see a decrease despite the fact that the Bank of Canada decreased their rates. You're actually going to be paying slightly more towards your principal and slightly less towards your interest, but your payment will not change. If you are on a payment program where your payments do go down, this is a bit of a relief for you in the next little bit.
Now, earlier this week, CTV had gone out and sort of spoken to a whole bunch of mortgage brokers across the country, trying to get their advice on, what the advice is, depending on this rate cut or not. Has the advice that you're giving your, customers changed at all in terms of whether you go fixed or variable at this point, or is this kind of still a wait and see based on where the bank goes next?
There are some very bullish clients who are ready to move into variable right away. There's an anticipation that we might see 2 percentage points come down over the next 10 periods. So what that means is that over the next 10 periods, if you go variable, you might see a 2% decrease in your rates. This being said, there's still a chance that's not going to happen. That's obviously analysts predicting. Meanwhile, the difference between a variable and a fixed rate right now still sits around, 50 to 90 basis points. So it is 50 to 90 basis points cheaper to take a 3-year fixed rate.
Okay, that's interesting, Leah. And I also noticed on your social media that you were recently in Ottawa talking to MPs, about the sort of state of affairs when it comes to Canadian mortgages. What's your sense of the sort of temperature in Ottawa about this and the concerns? As we've talked about this before, some 2 million mortgages are going to be renewed over the next, 12 to 18 months or so.
For a lot of those mortgage holders, they've got 2 and 3% rates, and they're going to be renewing into 5 and 6% rates. So for many of those people, unfortunately, it's going to be a situation where they're going to have to stick at their existing lenders if they don't qualify to move. One of the things that we did suggest to Ottawa was that, we should avoid the stress test for people just doing a straight switch or a straight move. For a lot of these people, their amortizations have lengthened out so much because of their static payments on variable products that may not be a possibility for them.
Okay, and really quickly, Leah, after the cut yesterday, did your phone or did your email kind of blow up at all, or is it kind of same old, same old?
No, definitely a lot of people are really excited. A lot of clients are wondering what it means for them, and a lot of people are wondering what it means if they're trying to break into the market. If they were already qualifying on a fixed rate, it doesn't really change things very much because you're qualifying at the same amount. If you were qualifying on a variable, again, you've increased your affordability just a little bit.
Okay, just a little bit. I guess it's one bit at a time. That's Leah Zlatkin, expert at lowestrates.ca, licensed mortgage brokers. Always appreciate your time, Leah. Thanks so much.